welcome to Tom's shop. Today I'm going to talk about joiner planes. I'm not quite sure we call this thing a joiner plane. It's kind of at the upper end of that, closer to the Titanic. But anyway, and I'm going to talk about using the joiner plane in its most basic role, which is joining an edge. And I was just going to shoot a little video for a question I had to answer for somebody, but I just thought, hey, you know what? It's easier just to do the whole enchilada and do it once. So there we have a record of it, so I don't have to revisit it. So what I'm going to talk about today is we've got a board here and we need to get it flat. And you just bought a brand new Veritas, or you've got a Stanley number 7 or a record number 7, or maybe you got one of these, it's irrelevant. And you've got to get this edge flat, nice and straight and flat and all that good stuff. And while I'm thinking about it, I'll put this right here. And so you start, and you're going to take this thing and you're just going to go at it with your brand new joiner or triplane, or you're maybe new to you. And all of a sudden you realize right now it's April and you're going to be here till Christmas getting this done. Well, I'm going to talk about ways to optimize your workflow so that really, by the time it's all said and done, you're really going to be spending very little time using this in the process, but this takes it from being a pretty straight edge to a really straight edge really quick. I personally went many, many years and didn't even have either one of these. I had this one long before we had this one, but for many years as a young kid, I jointed all my edges with this, and then after that I used a wooden jack plane, and then I used a wooden jack plane, and then finally I used this in combination with this, and now I use these two. So with that, let's get started. Okay, I've got my board here, and more importantly, my surface I want to plane. My outer edge is my reference edge, because it's the side I've already got flat, and my grain is going this way. Of course, you always want to keep your grain going the direction you're going to go. Now, I've got two things going on. One, I've got a rough cut edge, which I've got to get clean, and it's also, I've got one little high spot right here that's real high, and it's also not the cleanest. So I have a coffin plane here. It's one I've had. It's actually my first plane, but it's kind of halfway between a scrub plane and a smoother now. And it's a plane I mostly use for this, and sometimes when I need to get want an antique surface on something, and I use it for taking off my rough cut. Any plane will do, but typically the shorter the better. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have a little high spot right here when I eyeballed it. So I'm going to just take that off first. Then I'm just going to go down the whole length, just quickly, getting all the roughage off. Oh, another high spot there. And it's kind of good to have a dedicated plane for doing this kind of stuff. If you work with rough lumber, if you don't, it doesn't matter. Because it's often, the rough lumber is full of, dirt. And it dulls your other stuff, so I don't worry about keeping that plane as sharp. And I also want to just check, make sure that I'm not like wildly out of square, which that one isn't. Now, my next step I'm going to use my jack plane, but I'm going to set it a little bit aggressive. Now, if you are using all wood planes, you might want to use a little bit shorter jack maybe, or a smoother, and then use your jack, but then have your jack plane set less aggressive. Then what I'm going to do is just go along, feeling for the high spots, and I could even be a little bit more aggressive. Otherwise, I'm going to be here all day. And I want to go along until I'm starting to get a pretty continuous shaving, which I'm not getting. So I'm going to get a little bit more aggressive. There we go. And then work my way back and forth down it. Oh, now I'm getting a good shaving down there. Almost got a continuous one. All right, almost got an unbroken shaving. I'm going to eyeball down it. I'm a little bit high right there. And I'm just going to take a sampling, see how much I'm drifting, and I'm really drifting at this point. So now I'm going to back off until I'm just getting a little bit. And this is where having two planes, if you're using wood planes, comes in handy because they're a lot more trouble to set. And I'm going to just square my board back up. There we go. And again, you're just taking the time to get a little bit closer. Taking the time now actually saves time down the road if you keep it from getting too out of square. All right. Now I'm just going to work towards a continuous shaving again. And I'm actually a little high up here at this end, apparently. Now what I like to do is I like to keep my plane pretty clean, and I like to watch the mouth of the plane as I work, because that tells me a lot about what's going on underneath it. You can work by feel too, but it's real helpful to be able to see what's going on. That way you can see kind of how you're getting out of square, and you always do at this stage of the game. All right, almost got to continue shaving again. All right, one more pass and I should be there. Well, two more passes. All right. Put my square on it, see where I'm being naughty. Just a little bit right here. Not square, but it'll be better. Now I'm going to take one more pass with this guy. Very light. Okay. That might be too light, but I think it'll work. There we go. And what I'm getting, can you see that? I'm getting a real paper thin shaving now. You could even try to get a little thinner, but not really necessary at this stage of the game. And I'm just rinsing and repeating. Trying to get a continuous shaving, working front to back or back to front, it don't matter. And you always, at least with me, I always have to watch. I tend to get high in the middle. Well, I'm not doing that today, this one. Actually tending to get high at the back, but anyhow. And take your time with this part. It doesn't take that much time. I've almost got a shaving. Another little tip too is kind of keep your pressure with your offhand, whichever one that is. A little bit of extra pressure on the nose. I find that really helps, at least with me. Mileage may vary on that. Okay. And of course, the less cut you have, the more pressure you want to apply, I find. At least until you're getting closer to the... I'm going to put one more click on that. There we go. Now I'm going to take that click back off. Yeah. I think I'm right at the edge of this thing not cutting at all. There we go. There we go. All right. And that's just about as close as I can get this one. And if I was joining with just this plane, that'd be almost as straight as I can get it without just spending a lot of time using the eye, which is the reason why you have a longer plane. And you can do that. And I've done lots of it. Okay, let me just quickly check this. As usual, I'm getting high on the outside. And that should be getting real close. Nope. More. Okay. In theory, I should be actually pretty straight already. And it actually is, but there's a little high spot right here and here. Now, we're going to bring in the big guns. Now, if you'd been trying to do this all with this one, you would still be a third of the way along. Now, what I want to do right now, and I've already got this set up pretty light cut, and you can see, I don't know if the camera will see it, but I can see if I can get this thing done wide. It's a pretty minimal shaving. Some woods you can get a little thinner shaving, but not with this piece. But that's about as thin as I can get this thing to cut. And I'm just going to take my time now, because what it's just doing is it's finding every little high spot that's going along. I know there's one there because I can see it. So there it is. And then I'm going to pull back and just keep looking for them. And it's not only finding the ones this way, but it's also kind of finding them this way. Another thing, a lot of people think you have to have your blade perfectly flat. I actually have a very, very slight amount of camber on this blade. Not deliberate, but that's just a byproduct of sharpening. And I might flatten the blade once every 3 or 4 years. I don't really worry about it. It doesn't really matter. The little bit that it gets off, you can adjust with the mechanism, and then the difference you can adjust with your other hand once you kind of know what you're looking at and where it's getting off at. As you can see, it's coming along, and I'm just getting a little bit here and there. It's not making continuous shaving. And I'm going to continue to just work the whole length. Sometimes you work sections, but I'm going to just try to work the whole length since this thing isn't terribly long. So, and it's showing me pretty much exactly where it's lumpy. And these are pretty microscopic, almost hard to see with the eye, high spots, a lot of them. I bet that one now is pretty hard to see. Yeah. And again, I like to keep my throat of the plane open so I can kind of see down it, so I can see what's biting and what isn't. So I'm still a little low right here, and I'm in my plane actually the rest of the way. So now it's just a matter of getting the whole thing until I about get a continuous shaving. And those are very fine shavings. I couldn't tell you what they are, but I don't have a mic that give me those kind of tolerances, but I don't have a mic that would measure that small. And don't try to get in a big hurry either. Push it along real slow. No reason to think you have to push fast. We're not trying to impress the camera now. I'm thinking maybe one more pass and I might have it, or two. It's pulling up a pretty continuous shaving, though the wood has a little weird vein going through it, and it's causing the shaving to split, but that has nothing to do with flatness. Now, I'm going to check that. And if you're not getting wobble, another thing you can do is put your finger over the back of it and look at the light coming in behind it. And if it's not even across, then you've got a little bit of being out. And that actually can cause you about as much grief as not being straight when you're gluing up. This particular piece isn't getting glued up, but I still want it nice and straight because it's the foundation for a whole bunch of other parts. Now, let me check that again. That one's right. Hopefully I didn't throw anything else off. Looks good. That looks good. Well, now I've got a mechanically with hand tools about as straight and flat of a piece of, or a plane of wood as you can get. I hope you find that helpful, and I hope you can get some good use out of it. Thank you, and please like and subscribe. And if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. Thank you.